Welcome everyone. This is Burlington City Council meeting. We're going to get started. This is meeting number 45, November 3rd, 2025, 5:30 p.m. here in the Thomas J. Smith Council Chambers. It's City Hall, 400 Washington Street, of course, in the beautiful city of Burlington, Iowa. Would you all please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. Roll call.
Weiss.
Here.
Bailey.
Here.
Phillips.
Here.
Graham Murray.
Here.
Scott.
Yes. Okay, first up, we'll have comments from the audience. If there's something they'd like to bring before council that's not on the agenda, now would be the time to step to the lectern and give us your name and address, tell us your issue, and we'll discuss it.
Susan Van Pelt, 1037 North 7th, and thank you for the work you're doing so far on the pool. But I still want to remind you that it's necessary that we have a wading pool and a pool big enough to do lap swims. And I don't know what the plans are, I don't go to the meetings, but the wading pool I'm very concerned about because that's where kids learn to hold their breath underneath the water, tummy crawl to float. And the splash pad we have down here, or splash pad at Fun City, kids don't learn those skills with a splash pad. So thank you again for what you're doing for the pool. The other concern I have about the pool is when I used to work in a dress shop a million years ago and somebody wanted a blue blouse and we didn't have blue, but we didn't say we don't have blue. We said, oh, come and look at this, or go get it for them. And maybe it was a mint green, just so you didn't say no, that you had interest in them. So when we don't have the pool, I'm wondering if there's some way, because we're probably not going to have it this summer, if there's some way that we could do things for the community. And these are just ideas, and I know you all, I'm getting nervous, you're all intelligent more than I am about what we can do and can't do. But could we offer some kind of a deal to kids that go at Fun City with a reasonable rate? Could we have a city bus go out to Dankford Park, and for the kids that went there, that go on bicycles, that can't go out to Fun City, pick them up and take them to Dankford, or to Fun City to go swimming? Because we didn't spend money last year on the pool, and we're not spending money this year on the pool. My other thought was we didn't offer swimming lessons to anybody. So we have high school kids that were lifeguards at Dankford last year, so couldn't we hire the kids this summer to do swimming lessons at the high school pool? We have that pool. We also have the Y. I don't know the boundaries or the rules or law or insurance. It was just ideas that came to my head. I'll think of more next time. My other thing, I'm going to switch to winter. A million years ago, I made a commitment to come for a year, and I think it was Mr. Whitey, something like that, and we mentioned snow removal. And I thank you for what you do, because you are in charge of that. We don't have a garage, so we pay the park on this side, back and forth, and all this stuff. That's our responsibility. Would it be possible, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but would it be possible to like north and east on even days and south and west on odd days? I think that way it would keep the snow plows from going back and forth the same places, burying the same cars, the snow, and maybe if they knew if they parked their car even half a block away or a block away, they wouldn't have to dig their car out the next day or 2 days later or 3 days later. So thank you for what you do. Those are my ideas for tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Susan.
Anyone else? Not seeing anyone, we'll move on to consent. Oh, well, come on in. Give us your name and address, please, and tell us what's on your mind.
Okay. I'm sorry. My name is Angel Harris. I don't have an address because the city of Burlington made my family homeless, which John Billups is aware of and Chad Bird is aware of. You guys seen the evidence of the apartments that we lived in. You know how bad they are. You overlooked it and only stuck to one code, and that was to remove my family from our home, which I do not understand. A man named Michael Crenna that lives in Colorado, his business is ran down. He's seen the evidence. He's seen the evidence. They completely overlooked it. I'm putting every picture, every video on Facebook for everybody to see. I'm gonna go everywhere, to every news, everywhere I can to expose what's going on. It doesn't make sense that my wife and children are in a hotel, which is just one room. You guys get to go to a home. We don't. Michael Crenna is in a home. His business is trash. Midtown Gardens is destroyed. Everybody's gonna see the pictures. Everybody's gonna see the videos, which again, Chad Bird has seen, and I'm pretty sure John Billups has seen. I shouldn't be here tonight. I should be at home with my children instead of being here. I have to work from morning to night, all day long, to pay for a hotel daily because of what you guys did. You took a rich man's side instead of our side. We live here. 5 of my children are from here. They only know Burlington. Michael Crenna doesn't care about none of the people here. He paid his way. Something is going on, and it's the reason why his apartment is being ran through the ground and is just being overlooked by Matt Eminel and the rest of them. Matt Eminel came over there, and instead of him enforcing the city codes, he was trying to tell me what to do in our home, which I have on video, which I will be showing. The property manager there, Brian Gable, told Matt Eminel, don't bring the big hammers down, because it was a renter's complaint. And I walked up and recorded them talking about it. And I will be putting that on there for everybody to see. It makes no sense what's been going on. We've been fighting this for years, and then we get put out of our home. I don't understand how a hotel room is better than us staying in a 3-bedroom. It doesn't make sense. So that's all I gotta say, and good luck tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Next up would be the consent agenda. All matters listed under item 1, consent agenda, having been discussed are considered to be routine by City Council and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately. On the consent tonight are minutes of previous meetings, payroll and city claims, beer, liquor, wine, and cigarette permits, reports and bonds. There are 6 resolutions. First resolution is approving nuisance abatements for various properties. The second resolution is awarding quoted work to Phi Excavating for drainage way clearing associated with the Summer Street reconstruction project. Number 3 is approving property acquisitions related to the Summer Street reconstruction project. Number 4 is approving the roof replacement of the clubhouse at Flint Hills Golf Course. Number 5 is a resolution approving Dankwork Park Tennis Court financing, which is a /ADA. Fencing, sorry, I said financing, fencing rather, which is an ADA project. And number 6 is a resolution awarding bid for the Central Street, or the Central Fire Station garage door replacement project. And we're also setting the date for public hearings, which will be November 17th, 2025. There's 5 of those or more, 9 of them. Consideration of sale of property locally known as 1219 So Street of City of Burlington, Iowa, with conditions. Number 2 is consideration of an ordinance rezoning property locally known or located along Sunnyside Avenue, west of Melvin Avenue, from residential zoning district to C1 limited commercial zoning district. Number 3 is consideration of an ordinance amending various sections of Chapter 154, Residential Code of the City of Burlington Municipal Code. Number 4 is consideration of an ordinance amending various sections of Chapter 155, International Building Code of the City of Burlington Municipal Code. Number 5 is consideration of an ordinance amending various sections of Chapter 156, International Existing Business Code of the City of Burlington Municipal Code. Number 6 is a consideration of an ordinance amending various sections of 157 Electrical Code of the City of Burlington Municipal Code. Number 7 is a consideration of ordinance amending various sections of Chapter 158 Plumbing Code of the City of Burlington Municipal Code. Number 8 is consideration of an ordinance amending various sections of Chapter 159 Mechanical Code of the City of Burlington Municipal Code. And number 9 is consideration of an ordinance amending various sections of Chapter 162 Fire Prevention Code of the City of Burlington Municipal Code. And we have 3 appointments tonight. First one is Renewable Energy and Sustainability Advisory Commission, appointing Matthew Murray and Jerry Parks. The second would be Historic Preservation Commission, appointing Paul Walker. And the Waterworks Board of Trustees, appointing Robert Masden. Is there anyone in the audience who would like any one of these items pulled and discussed separately? Council, anything you'd like pulled and discussed separately? Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion.
Your Honor, I have a motion to approve all listed under item 1 consent agenda.
Second.
Weiss,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
Phillips,
Aye.
Graham Murray,
Yes.
Scott.
Yes.
Okay, moving on to hearings. First is consideration of an ordinance rezoning the property locally known as 902 Oak Street from R3 two-family residential to C1 limited commercial zoning district.
All right, this property is located at the north corner of Oak Street and North 9th Street. It has been a long-time commercial property, but has sat vacant for more than a year, losing its legal non-conforming status. The owner is looking to sell this property and requested a rezoning. This went to the Planning Commission on September 23rd, and the Planning Commission voted 7-0 to recommend approval of the requested rezoning to City Council from the R3 two-family residential to C1 limited commercial district. As mentioned, it has historically been commercial on the first floor there. The recommendation of the Planning Commission was based on the current and planned uses for the property, location adjacent to the existing limited commercial zoning district, on the south, the former Oak Street School, and access to the site from a primary street being Oak Street, as well as conformance to the future land use map designation of the comprehensive plan as neighborhood mixed use. This property, they are looking to sell it, and first floor being commercial, upper story could be residential per the C1 limited commercial zoning district designation.
Okay, thank you, Eric. Does anyone in the audience have any thoughts or concerns? Council, any thoughts or concerns? Entertain a motion.
Your Honor, I have a motion to close.
Second.
Weiss,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
Phillips,
Aye.
Graham Murray,
Yes.
Scott.
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a motion for preliminary adoption of the first reading of an ordinance rezoning property locally known as 902 Oak Street from R3 to two-family residential to C1 limited commercial zoning district.
Second.
Weiss,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
Phillips,
Aye.
Graham Murray,
Aye.
Scott.
Yes.
Okay, number 2 is consideration of a sale of property, or a sale of a portion of property locally known as 243 South 7th Street, City of Burlington, Iowa, with conditions.
This sale of property is for the north 15 feet of Lot 10, or also known as the south 10 feet of Lot 240, or property known as 243 South 7th Street. This would be sold to the adjacent property owner to the south, David and Geraldine Lloyd, and would create them owning the entire south half of the block, with the north half of the block still remaining, having the opportunity for redevelopment, residential redevelopment on those properties. We previously had bids to develop those properties. They weren't able to make that work at the time, and still remain viable lots for potential future residential development. But this would sell the portion between the dashed orange line here and the red line to the south, and combine with the lot to the south of that owned by the Lloyds.
All right, we're very well. Anybody in the audience have any thoughts or concerns? Hearing none. Council, any thoughts or concerns? Entertain a motion.
Your Honor, a motion to close.
Second.
Weiss,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
Phillips.
Aye.
Graham Murray,
Yes.
Scott.
Yes. Your Honor, a resolution approving the sale of a portion of property locally known as 243 South 7th Street, City of Burlington, Iowa, with conditions.
Second.
Weiss,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
Phillips.
Aye.
Graham Murray,
Aye.
Scott.
Yes.
Moving
Your
on
Honor,
to
a motion for
ordinance.
preliminary adoption of the second reading of an ordinance amending section 155.03, chapter 155, International Building Code of the City of Burlington Municipal Code.
Second.
No changes on this from previous reading. This applies to storm shelters and follows the state guidelines on their amendment of it, where it is not required for certain construction projects unless required by their statute or federal regulations. So, for instance, the Aldo Leopold Auditorium would not require a storm shelter, which from experience has shown that that would make that project financially unfeasible.
Okay. Anyone in the audience have any thoughts or concerns? Council, any thoughts or concerns?
Your Honor, for a motion to amend, have a motion to amend, or have to amend the motion for preliminary adoption of the second reading of an ordinance rezoning property locally known as 902 Oak Street from R3 two-family residential to C1 limited commercial zoning district to read as follows. For waiver of preliminary consideration, adoption of the second reading for the final adoption of an ordinance rezoning the property locally known as 902 Oak Street from R3 two-family residential to C1 limited commercial zoning district.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Weiss,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
Phillips.
Aye.
Graham Murray,
Yes.
Scott.
Yes.
As amended?
Weiss,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
Phillips.
Aye.
Graham Murray,
Aye.
Scott.
Yes.
Okay, moving on to resolutions, Kay.
Okay, Your Honor, I have a resolution approving the acquisition and implementation of the OpenGov municipal software platform.
Second.
Mayor, I have this one. Eric, do you have my presentation from last week's work session? Excuse me, otherwise you could just put up the background information and we could just slowly walk through that.
I can pull that up just a minute here.
Last week I shared 4 or 5 slides about this software request, and I think I'll just walk through those slides again just for the sake of the public and see if council has any questions. So what we're looking at here is acquisition and implementation of software that would do a couple of different things. Look at our financial systems, including asset management and CIP, and then it would also look at our permit and licensing software. If you want to go to the next slide, Eric. So I'm not going to talk through all of these. You've seen the information, you have the background, but some of the constraints of our current software, and we have several different software packages that are nearing end of useful life. Some will come due for renewal on June 30. We have some systems that are not automated at all. We're using Excel spreadsheets to keep track of licensing and permitting in some instances. And so this suite of software would improve efficiency, would stack some of our data, especially in the financial asset and CIP. Those systems would all be integrated. It ties with our existing transparency checkbook financial data on the website. As we move on to the permitting and licensing, it would tie several different departments together. It would streamline processes. The example I gave last week was in our special event permitting. Right now, it's cumbersome. It's by paper copy. It's submitted to different departments via email, so we're inefficient in terms of waiting for responses or comments from staff, getting that back to the end user, the customer. This software on the permitting and licensing side would streamline all of that process, make the customer interface more user-friendly, easier for them to navigate, see results and information and notifications. I think on this slide, Eric, thanks. So we're looking at the three complementary models, the budget performance, budget forecasting, which really includes asset management and CIP work as well. So I divided into those two divisions, and then permitting and licensing. And drives that efficiency. On this slide, Eric, thank you, he's one step ahead of me, looks at the implementation timeline. So the first year, 26, fiscal 26, the current year, you can see some of the implementation, and this is for the budgeting, I believe, budgeting, forecasting, and CIP. So there's a little bit of this year, let's get some things going, let's start to build out the data sets, and then the professional fees to do that, and then we're ready to go July 1. So we would not have it, even starting today, we would not have access to this suite of software for the fiscal 27 budget process, but we'd begin to build that, especially with the CIP work through this next summer. It'd be available for fiscal 28. The next slide then on the permitting licensing, that will still have a longer implementation timeline, but as soon as they start building some of the templates, the application processes, the online interfaces, we can start using them. But it still is going to take, even starting now, could take through most of June 30 next year for a lot of it. But you can see the costs and the implementation timeline there. So the next slide just goes into a little more detail on the implementation timeline, with it really being fully implemented probably mostly by July 1, 26, and then beyond. So again, addresses a lot of inadequacies with our software, addresses solutions beyond either end of life or renewal terms on June 30, and really automates a lot of different systems, more for that customer service interface, because a lot of that's not very user-friendly for our customers, and then just streamlines processes and on the backside for staff, employee functions. So unless there's any other questions, I would recommend approval.
Okay. Is there anyone in the audience has any thoughts, concerns, or questions? And so if you weren't here, or you weren't watching last week, we did have a pretty robust discussion about this last week on the work session, which is archived and on the website if you'd like to view it. Seeing no one come forward, council, any thoughts or concerns?
No, I think it's a win-win situation for the constituents of Burlington and also for our staff.
I would just point out, Mayor, that in rough figures, this is going to cost about $380,000. There's going to be, over the 4-year period, there's going to be an overlap of some other programs that we have now. But in the long run, this should save a substantial amount of money, the way I see it. And I think that's what's important to point out as often as we can. And I think I've repeated several times when I think there's, when we're showing a concern for citizens' dollars, and we're spending citizens' dollars, we need to talk about it more often than in a work session. That's why I asked that it remain on there as a resolution and be discussed or previewed again at a council meeting. Appreciate that. Anything else?
I think it's time we get into the 21st century.
Anyone else want to chime in? Hearing none, let's vote.
Weiss,
Aye.
Bailey,
Aye.
Phillips.
Aye.
Graham Murray.
Aye.
Scott.
Yes.
Next resolution, please.
Your Honor, I have a resolution approving demolition and cleanup of remaining site conditions at 601 Washington Street.
Second.
The property located at 601 Washington Street did initiate demolition of the building on the property, but failed to complete.
Eric, let me interrupt you real quick. Just for those that are looking, we're talking about the church on Washington the 6th. Thanks,
Yeah,
go ahead.
yep, sorry. Yeah, the corner of 6th and Washington, but failed to complete the demolition and site cleanup in accordance with requirements and standards. Notices have been given to the property owner, including a citation for a municipal infraction for failing to complete the requirements of the project. The city did solicit bids for completion of the remaining site work. per standards and requirements and received 3 bids, with the low bid from G&B Construction in the amount of $19,500, with an addition of $15 per square foot for any restoration of public property that may be required once bricks and debris are removed from the right-of-way. Additional notice has been given to those property owners just last week until next Tuesday. So if there's no response or no progress by that date, we expect to move forward the following day as our contractor's available with site cleanup.
Okay, anything to add, Mr. Byrd?
I would add that Eric and his team have been in constant consultation, contact with an attorney, legal counsel. It's not the city attorney, but somebody more local that specializes in this type of work. And so we continue to follow his advice on this process.
Okay. Anyone in the audience have any thoughts or concerns? Council, any thoughts or concerns? Let's vote.
Weiss,
Aye.
Bailey,
Aye.
Phillips,
Aye.
Graham Murray,
Aye.
Scott.
Yes.
Next resolution, please.
Your Honor, I have a resolution approving an agreement with JEO Consulting Group, Inc. for completion of Dankwart Park Pool feasibility study.
Get a second?
Second, sorry.
Based on failures at the Dankwart Park Pool, which did not open this past season, the age of the pool, park staff did solicit RFPs to complete a feasibility study for examining the existing pool and future of a pool in our community. We received 6 submittals that were received and reviewed by Parks and Recreation staff along with city manager. And upon review, a recommendation was made to approve JEO Consulting Group to complete a Dankwart Park Pool feasibility study in accordance with the RFP. Their study cost is $23,000, looking to fund that out of Hotel Motel Fund Special Projects Balance. They have a few scopes or phases of their study. Discovery, needs analysis, including community survey, public meetings, and stakeholder input, visioning with different concepts, cost opinions, and implementation planning, which would include phasing plans, timelines, assessing the cost, operational and construction costs. They propose completion by the end of summer 2026, would allow decision moving into the 27 budget as far as a direction to move forward. We do expect to get community input on this through the process and follow that lead of JEO through the study and examination of our existing pool and future needs of a pool in our community. So staff does recommend approval of JEO Consulting Group for that study.
Okay. Anyone in the audience, any thoughts or concerns? Input? Council, any thoughts or concerns? Let's vote.
Weiss,
Aye.
Bailey,
Aye.
Phillips.
Aye.
Graham Murray,
Aye.
Scott.
Yes.
Next resolution, please.
Your Honor, I have a resolution approving the Riverside Park lighting project.
Second.
Funds are budgeted in FY '24 for completion of lighting installation at Riverside Park from the parking lot at the south end to the gazebo at the north end to enhance safety and security in this area and continue the lighting that had been installed along the riverfront in recent years, especially with the Tiger Project. Bids were sought in January 2025. At that time, all 5 bids were over the budgeted amount. The specs were revised in an effort to change out some of the components and fixtures to reduce cost and rebid again in September 2025. At that time, the low bid was essentially the same as it was previously. In discussion with the contractors that submitted bids, to the cost of the equipment and fixtures has risen over that time and did not expect it to be reduced. Based on the need for the project and previous plan to implement this project with the money budgeted through the CIP of $48,000, staff would recommend approval of the bid by Moorfield Electric in the amount of $76,217, with the previously budgeted amount of $48,000 in addition to $28,217 from hotel motel special projects fund balance to complete the project.
Okay. Anyone in the audience have any thoughts or concerns? Council, thoughts or concerns?
Light it up.
I will just say I'm looking forward to that project. I think that'll be a good addition. Let's vote.
Weiss,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
Phillips,
Aye.
Graham Murray.
Aye.
Scott.
Yes.
Okay, we've reached the end of our agenda for tonight, so we're gonna go around and get comments from the department heads, and then from council, we'll be done. Eric, you're first up with development, anything?
From the park side of things, they had a disc golf tournament at Perkins Park with the newly installed disc golf course there this past Sunday. A lot of work by Bill Dowell, one of our park advisory members, to raise funds and get that installed at little to no cost to the city. We are planning to have a ribbon cutting tomorrow at 4 p.m. at Perkins Park, if anyone's available. Invite the public, council, anyone out to check that out. It is a short course intended for beginners or individuals that maybe just starting out or wanting a different experience. So a little more user-friendly for some people that can't maybe throw a disc as far or just learning the skills. So
Are you saying they won't have to chase them in the woods?
might not have to go quite as far. So that's an exciting offering that we're able to have through those efforts. Bill Dahl and others that have raised some funds for that. So tomorrow at 4 p.m. will be the ribbon cutting, but they did christen it this past weekend with the tournament on Sunday. And then just note as well, Thanksgiving morning, we'll be having our turkey trot at the Flint Hills Golf Course. This is the second year in a row we've had that. 5K fun run walk at Flint Hills at 9 a.m. Thanksgiving morning. Burn some calories before you go eat Thanksgiving turkey. But it's a good event there out at Flint Hills Golf Course. Check out the Facebook page or park page for that. I encourage people to donate non-perishable items as well. That will pass along to the local food banks.
Outstanding. Katie, anything from the clerk's office?
No.
Okay. Chief Schaefer, anything? Chief Toops? How's the fire department today?
It's going good,
Good.
Mayor. Tonight, I'd like to give you a teaser update on our Station 3, and teaser is the word. Not going to go into too much depth or details, and if I do a good enough job, then I'll leave you wanting more in the next couple weeks. So last week, myself, Chad, and some of our fire team, we met with Canco, Carly Nelson, and we discussed the end or summary of their feasibility study that we hired them on for. Just as a reminder, here's kind of what they were doing with their feasibility study. Conduct a code study to determine if there were cost savings measures dependent on the strategy used to abide by the building code. Bring construction costs within budget. We needed to reevaluate the needed space with the intent of reducing the building square footage, a revised space program, and provide a conceptual floor plan based on the space program that could be used to provide a detailed budget. And lastly, to provide an overall budget that accounts for all expected costs with the budget that we were aiming at. So I guess in conclusion to that teaser, it was a blending or a marriage of Station 2, what exists with that fire station, with the original Station 3 project. So we're looking forward to bringing you some of those details and progression on where we are now. And you can look forward to that in the next couple cycles, in work session and regular session meetings. So again, that's a teaser. More to come, more to come. So
Well, thank you, and thanks to the department for being patient as we work through these issues. Appreciate it.
two words that our fire team is using right now, and we really feel genuine about this, is momentum and excitement with where we are in this retooling of the project. So
Good deal.
thanks.
Thanks, Chief. Stephanie, anything from finance? Tim, anything from wastewater?
I've been thinking a little bit about energy lately, so I got this here. During my short budget presentation, I mentioned the potential for significant energy savings by replacing our 8 blowers, aeration blowers, with 2 turbo blowers. It would be a significant increase in savings. So to move forward with this, I've initiated an evaluation with HR Green using their general services agreement that was approved. And while the outcome of that evaluation is unknown, I do anticipate using plant personnel for the installation and startup of the system. And then while energy savings is on my mind, I wanted to talk about some stuff that I found. Don Fitting's records. I have 25 years of records. So I kind of compiled some information. I was curious to see how improvements in our power factor have contributed to long-term savings. I don't know if it applied to other departments or not. I know it's more significant with the wastewater plant because we have a lot of motors and inductive type circuits. So the power factor improvements are likely maxed out now. So I'm really just sharing this as for interest, as a historical note. Back in 2004, we installed dedicated power factor correction units on 20 major electrical loads, including aeration blowers and process pumps. Before that upgrade, we regularly incurred monthly penalties for dropping below the 85% power factor threshold. In 2000, the calendar year of 2000, our average power factor was 74%, resulting in an inflation-adjusted cost of just under $2,000 per month. After the installation of these units, through the period between 2004 and 2021, our average power factor was 86.5%, and penalty charges became rare, occasionally dipping below that 85%. In March of 2021, we added 2 system-wide automatic power factor correction units for roughly $45,000 total unit cost. We did the installation. This led to a regular monthly credit, which resulted from our normal power factor being above 95%. In 2024, that calendar year, we were earning an average monthly credit of $872 per month. We're typically over 99% right now. And then this is kind of unrelated, but it's a little bit related. As we implement our new ERIS program, our data logging software, monitoring such trends will become significantly easier. The software, the ERIS, will allow us to visualize utility data more clearly, supporting smarter process adjustments that improve both cost efficiency and effluent quality. And tomorrow, in another step forward, in what has been a gradual process, we will receive assistance in configuring ERIS to access data from our SCADA controls. And this will be a great start. We'll actually be able to use it after tomorrow and start learning this program. That's all I have.
Appreciate it. Good stuff. I can see why you ran up here.
Yeah.
Ms. Jacobs from the library, please. Took a hiatus last week. Now you have stuff.
I'm gonna yap for now.
Okay.
Got some good stuff coming up.
On a historical note for the library, it was 31 years ago last week that we went to the computer catalog, though we still hear requests for the card catalog. But it was we posted a picture of Lois Blythe in the computer room from 31 years ago on Facebook. Last week, we also submitted our annual survey to the state library. This is a 22-page data report that we send over every year, and it's also the report that determines our direct state aid and also determines some of the federal funding that we get through the state library. So we submitted that last week. The staff will receive those numbers at our November 11th all-staff day. We'll go over all of those data points. The trustees will look at the full report on Wednesday, November 19th at their board meeting, and then council will also see it that week when we send out the agenda. It was fiscal 25 was a good year for us, though, with some interesting data trends, and it'll help inform the next few years. This Friday is First Friday. We have the Soldiers Music coming. which is Mike. He's a storyteller, musician, and music historian, Mike Anderson. That'll be 10 a.m. on Friday at the library. And this Saturday is the annual Sterling Lord Writers and Readers Festival. Burlington has some unique people of note who have come from Burlington, from Alda Leopold to the 8 NASA scientists who came from here, to Bart Howard, and Sterling Lord is amongst the Burlington greats. He went on to become one of the biggest literary agents in New York City, representing Jack Kerouac, the Bernstein Bears authors. He died on his birthday, actually, just 3 years ago, on his 101st birthday. Died on the same day. And before he passed away, we were given a chunk of money from a community member to host an event in honor of Sterling before he passed, so that we could kind of champion him and celebrate him in his hometown. And they started the Sterling Lord Readers and Writers Festival before the pandemic. Pandemic kind of threw things into a little bit of a funk. We brought it back last year and the year before that. And this year, we've got a full lineup for everyone. 9 a.m. to noon on Saturday will be an author showcase with local authors on display throughout the library. From 9:30 to 11:30, we have a Spanish workshop, a Spanish writing workshop. 10 a.m. to noon is the book club showcase. Noon to 1 is the next iteration of the Band Camp Book Club, where the trustees will be leading a conversation about classic banned books. From 1:30 to 2:30, we have a keynote with Robert Leonard, who is a prolific author from what's the town with all the racing in Iowa?
Indianapolis.
What? Starts with a K.
Knoxville?
Knoxville.
Knoxville.
Yes,
Well,
wrote through it on Ragbri this year.
Sorry.
Knoxville. Robert Leonard is from Knoxville, though he writes regularly for huge outlets such as the New York Times and a lot of East Coast publications. So he'll be our keynote from 1:30 to 2:30, leading a workshop entitled Find Your Voice. From 1:30 to 3, we will have a workshop led by Betty Pasick on writing a crime novel. And then from 3 to 4 o'clock, we have 2 more workshops with Lori Muntz, the head professor at SEC for the English department, and Dale Allison, the previous editor for the Hawkeye. So full lineup at the library this week. 10 a.m. Friday is the First Fridays, and then 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. this Saturday, the Sterling Lord Writers and Readers Festival.
Sounds great.
That's it.
Thank you.
Good job.
Nick, Public Works? Got anything going on?
Couple things. Dirt work continues down on Summer Street. We're probably in question of seeing the weather kind of change a little bit, whether or not we'll be doing some water main work this fall. I'd be a little bit hesitant if it continues to get frosty. The Washington Street project, we should be pouring concrete on the 800 block as we continue to demo the 3rd Street intersection. I did get an update before I came here on Highway 61, as it appears that not a lot of work has been done over the last few weeks. I've been told that prior to Thanksgiving, the roadway will be back to normal. So, something to look forward to, but I'll believe it when I see it, so.
Doubting Thomas. Nick, or Chad?
I'm Chad.
Yeah, sorry about that.
So I found Brittany's report interesting. I'd be willing to read a Bernstein Bears book if you'd like next week.
Sure.
No, okay, well, okay. No, yes, no.
I got a good one called
Those were some of my favorites,
Too
right?
Much Junk Food. That's
Yeah.
a good one. by them.
And then I wondered, you have a lot of workshops on how to write a book. Anybody available to help me write an autobiography of a city manager? That'd be, who would read that? Maybe some, Tim's like, no way.
It'd probably be humorous.
Who would it be on?
I don't know, let's pick somebody.
Okay.
So speaking of city managers.
I love nonfiction. I'd read it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. My counterpart in West Burlington and I wrote an article on collaboration, and I was just informed this evening that it is the cover article for the Cityscape magazine.
Oh, that's exciting.
So that comes out, I don't know, tomorrow or something.
Congrats.
And then I'm on the radio twice this week. I have my city manager chat with Steve Hexum on Wednesday, and the Greg and Chad show is going live on KCPS on Thursday. Talk about collaboration. So If you're interested, tune in. If not, don't worry about it.
Time's that?
7:40, 7:30-ish in that time slot. So we're going to talk about ways that we think, as professionals, we can share, collaborate, and otherwise work together. I'm hesitant to bring this up, but I will, and I apologize I didn't do it sooner when Mr. Harris was here, but I just wanted to remind the council that his case was heard by district court in front of a jury of his peers. And you probably all know the outcome of that. If you need a refresher, let me know, but I should have said that then. I'm saying it now. So that's all I have. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Council, Antonio, do you have anything? No. Tim?
Just to add to what Eric said about the Frisbee golf at Perkins, place was packed Sunday. It was just a constant flow of people. It's good to see.
It is really used. That's good. Okay?
No, sir.
No? Mayor Pro Tem?
Make sure you get out and vote tomorrow. I need somebody good to take my spot here. I'll miss it, but it's time to move on. Wanted to remind you that coming up this Sunday is the Holiday Open House downtown, November 9th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. It'll kick off the holiday season, and you can enter to win $1,000 in downtown dollars to spend in beautiful downtown Burlington.
Moving on to me. Only thing I have to say, I guess, would be congratulations for all the Halloween events. I think this is the first time in a long time that there were multiple trunk or treats at several different locations that night. We had the safe trick or treating, which was huge, a huge bunch of people there. Plus the downtown trick or treat before that. It was just a big Halloween season this year. So, and I think everything was pretty safe and didn't have any problems. So good job, Burlington.
Of course, we had the mayor of Halloween, Cody Fleetner,
Yeah.
on my street. I had 500 to 700 kids. It was awesome. It was really, really fun. So Haunted Highland Hollows. Check it out next year.
Yeah, everybody ship your kids into that block. So, all right, with that, I don't have anything else. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Eric did pull up the article there.
Yeah, cool.
Stronger together sometimes. That's good.
Good job.
Exciting.
Weiss,
Yes.
Bailey,
Yes.
Phillips.
All right.
Graham Murray,
Aye.
Scott.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, everyone. We're adjourned.